Hello, Samantha Furness here with the research question answers. I'm going to answer both of the questions that were submitted by Amber Johnson. Our other group members did not submit any questions, so I figured I would just answer both of hers so that I had an extra question. Her first question is how does the fear of rejection play into how workplace conflicts are generally resolved? The fear of rejection is an irrational fear that has convinced people that that won't accept you for many reasons. Maybe you fear that they won't accept your opinions, values, beliefs, or behavior. The role this plays in workplace conflicts being resolved is that if someone has a fear of rejection, they won't confront someone or want to be involved in a conflict with their peers. So either the conflict goes unresolved or the person with the fear of rejection may explode and express their feelings in a negative manner. A personal example of that was when I was afraid to confront a girl I worked with because I was afraid she and the other girls that I worked with would reject me. I was young and insecure. I should have confronted her instead the conflict went unresolved and there was tension between the two of us for the rest of the time that I worked there. Her second question was how, in interpersonal conflict resolution, do the communicators' identities play into the difficulty of reaching a resolution? In personal conflict resolution, the communicators' identities play into the difficulty of reaching a resolution because if a person or if two people are from different backgrounds, or are different in any way, whether it's age, race, background, ethnicity, their personal background would just determine how they will resolve their conflicts. Identity plays a role in reaching a resolution because people all have their own beliefs and their own and they all have their own culturally accepted attitudes towards conflict. An example of this in my personal life is an argument between myself and my boss, who is in his late 50s. The argument was about the LGBTQ community and how he doesn't understand it and how he doesn't agree with it. My argument was why can't he just let people be happy? They weren't hurting him, so why does it bother him? So our identities, him as an older man who grew up when being gay or transgender or anything outside of the norm was a taboo, and me growing up in a generation when being gay or a member of the LGBTQ community was more accepted than it has ever been. Those identities played a role in our argument because we grew up in different times, therefore we didn't agree on each other's beliefs and values. The differences, we just couldn't accept each other's differences. In the end, our resolution was that it was something we shouldn't talk about together because our opinions and our beliefs were so different, and we just couldn't come to a resolution. So our resolution was something that we just shouldn't talk about. And then finally, my question: what is the appropriate way to tell someone they did something wrong? An appropriate way to tell someone they've done something wrong is to be direct and honest. To tell them everything they've done wrong in a calm, mature, and respectful manner. Then explain to this person how to fix the problem in the clearest way possible to ensure no problems in the future. An example of that in my life was actually something that a coworker of mine taught me, and he called it a compliment sandwich. It's when you have to tell someone that they've done something wrong. First, you compliment them, and then compliment them on something they've done right, and then tell them what they've done wrong and explain how to fix it, and then finally compliment them again on something they are doing right, which kind of makes a sandwich. You got the bread of the first compliment, the insides, which is telling them what they've done wrong, and then finishing with telling them what they've done right again, whether it's something else that they've done right, which it's sort of a win-win strategy because both parties end up happy. Samantha Furness with the final project.